Yo, peeps. So, Alex Pereira has vacated his light heavyweight championship. Yes, let's bring this up. He's vacated his title and they've put together this fight resulting from it. Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg, UFC 327 for the light heavyweight championship. My opinion, Yuri's gonna smoke Ulberg. My, early prediction. But we're not here for that. We're here to talk about Poatan. And what does it mean for Poatan moving forward? Because it can only mean one thing. Heavyweight. He's moving up to heavyweight to attempt to win 3 UFC belts.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Hey, what this man has managed to do in his short span of a UFC career, in a short span of a UFC career, is unheard of. Let's be real. What he's managed to do is crazy. Look, let's quickly just have a look at his resume, and then we'll talk about what potential fights can be had. Obviously, he had his great kickboxing career. He dominated kickboxing for a while. He was knocking guys out left, right, and center. Moves over to MMA, still knocking guys out left, right, and center. It's insane. You have to respect the guy. You have to respect the guy. Look, let's have a look. Glory, cool. We seen the Glory. Highlight wins for me in Glory. Jason Wilness. You got Artem Vaitov. I think he moved up for that fight, even, I believe. So he's done great things in kickboxing. Glory. UFC now. Sean Strickland, sorry, is one that I have to highlight here. Because look at what Sean Strickland's doing. Sean Strickland's beating the guy we're saying is next up, Fluffy, recently. Making it look easy as well. He's beat Israel Adesanya. Second best middleweight ever. Then we move up to when he had his light heavyweight span. Beat Blachowicz. Beat Yuri twice. Beat Hill. Yeah. Yuri, credible. Beat Khalil. He lost to Ankalaev, but then he won it back. And obviously gave an explanation for the first loss. Look, Pereira's done some great things in MMA, man. And in combat sports. Generally, he's done great things. And I'm gonna take it back to this video clip from Combat Kings. Make sure, if you haven't already, you go subscribe to Combat Kings podcast. Yeah, but we said this is 2022, I believe, around that kind of time. I'm gonna play this clip. Yeah, 2022. Yeah, end of 2022, going into 2023, when he had won the belt. Yeah, I'm gonna play this clip.
I'd rate Pereira if he just left the sport. Batman, Swanee, that's what I said. If he just leaves. That's what I said as well. Walked out, left everyone cold. You man. Left cold. Imagine he wins the fight. Yeah, Beg needs to come back. Love, I'm gone, bro. What? Rogan, I'm out. Belt on the floor, leave. That's the only English he says. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out.
Pereira, one of or the best combat sports athletes.
I'd rate Pereira.
This is what I want to talk about. The last bit, what I said. Is Pereira one of the best combat sports athletes to ever grace that octagon? 100%. I stand on that. To this day. I'll stand on that. Because look, how many people have dominated, got to the highest of highs in another sport, enter the UFC and do it again, reach the highest of highs? Not many. Like, who you got? Henry Cejudo. He won an Olympic medal, won a UFC title. Ronda Rousey, same again. Kayla Harrison, same again. I get stuck when we get to there. Vadum, if you want to count ADCC, I think 2 times he won ADCC. That's basically Olympics of jiu-jitsu. And he won a belt. Not many people have done this. And to do it 2 divisions, potentially 3. We got to move on and talk about that. But before we do, we're gonna play this game.
What's better for Pereira's legacy? Beating Aspinall, 3 division champ, or beating John Jones, considered the GOAT?
Jonathan. Anyone that gets John Jones on their resume, bro, you beat the GOAT. That's like saying you
Both
punched
of
up
them are
Floyd.
mad achievements, though.
Look, I'm not even gonna play the rest of it. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, I want to know your opinion though, just on that. What's better for Pereira? Winning the 3rd belt or beating John Jones? The man might get both of them. The man might get both of them because look, we've got this. Where are we? Here we are. John Jones versus Pereira. Heavyweight bout is potentially on the cards for the White House event. Now, it was spoken about before. Dana said no. But you know, Uncle Dana likes to lie, innit? So we're back here again. John Jones might actually fight Pereira for, well, I'm guessing it's going to be for the title. They might strip Aspinall. If not, it'll be for interim title. And, well, no, it won't. Like, really? Are they going to do interim? Really? Because that would imply if John Jones wins, what we're back at square one again. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. They don't even need a title for real. But if they don't need a title, we go back to the question that we spoke about in that video clip just there. What's bigger for Alex Pereira's legacy? 3 division champ, never been done. Beating John Jones, some will argue has been done. Yeah, but hasn't been done, innit? That, in my opinion, 3 division champ is insane. Even though beating John Jones is crazy, but again, this ain't the same John at the peak of his career. It's at a peak of his career. Someone beating John now compared to someone beating John, you get me, 8 years ago. You get me? It's night and day, innit? But John Jones versus Pereira potentially being on the cards for this event is actually insane. And they needed a big fight like this. They actually needed, this is the right fight to make. If they can put this fight on, this is the right fight. I'll be honest with you. This is the fight to make. Now, if this happens, Pereira might actually get to have his cake and eat it because he potentially gets that 3 division status and potentially can attempt to beat John Jones as well. Boy, now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. This is Jonathan Jones. John Jones. Whether you want to say he is in his prime, he looks different to of old. Heavyweight John Jones is very different to light heavyweight John Jones, but this matchup is literally favors John Jones to win. But if Pereira can pull this off, boy, oh boy, if Pereira can pull this off. Now, I think if they can do this for the main event, they're winning. They're winning. They are winning. This is the fight to make. 3 times. And now, if they can't make this fight, obviously there's other things on the card. Cyril Gane could replace John Jones. You have Pereira versus Cyril Gane. Still a legitimate, amongst all the heavyweights we have right now, still a legitimate heavyweight to beat for a title. I'm guessing that will have to be for, again, interim, or they strip Aspinall. We don't know what's happening with Aspinall. Aspinall definitely isn't going to be ready in time because he's just had his surgery and whatnot and all of that situation. That's another story right there. But for me, woo, Cyril Gane versus Pereira is okay. John Jones versus Pereira, that is the fight to make. And if Pereira pulls it off, like I said, if Pereira can beat John Jones, one of the best combat sports athletes ever in this sport, 100%. If Pereira beats John Jones, we're speaking of him in the same bracket as DJ, GSP, John Jones. The first to get 3 belts, 3 different weight classes. That's real legacy shit right there, man. Real legacy shit. You know what, guys? On that note, I'm out. I want to hear your thoughts, though, your opinions on this whole situation. Comment down below, and I'll be back with more soon. Yeah, I'm out.